Oh, wait. There we go. Hi. Okay, we're officially live. Hi, everybody out in Facebook Live land. It's doing some weird things for me on my end. I got a new camera, so I'm just got on a little early. Yeah. And I'm just seeing how this is going. This redravenacu Acupuncture. Hello. I'm just making sure things are going okay. Go ahead and give me a like. It's doing some weird stuff on my end, and I don't know if it's doing flashes for y'all. Let me know if you can. Yeah. So I have a bit of a case of the Mondays today, so we're gonna be focusing on some Qigong to help with mood, to help with energy. Yeah, help us maybe feel better. Let me see here. Let me make a couple of adjustments. Mm-hmm. Can you hear me okay? Can anybody hear me at all? Yeah. Well, let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. And then, yeah, so today what we're going to do some Qigong, makes us feel better, helps with energy, and gets rid of those Mondays. Yay! All right, cool. We're good to go. Well, then, let's get to it. Yay! Thanks for joining me for Calm as Fuck Qigong on Monday nights. So today is definitely a case of the Mondays. I've been just not in the best mood today, you know. So I wanted to focus on some stuff to help with that. My feed keeps jumping around. Is it jumping around for y'all? This is a brand new camera, so I'm just making sure that it's working. If you have any visibility issues, let me know, and we'll troubleshoot it. Okay. So one of the things I really want to do for my case of the Mondays, one of the things that I love and that I do a lot and that I've been kind of holding off on so that we could do it together is a little bit of like acupressure and tapping. So there's this spot right in the middle of the chest, sort of like in between the nipples, right on the midline. It's called chest center. And we're just going to take our fingers and we're just going to tap it like this. Okay, awesome. Glad. Everything looks good. And you can tap it as hard or as soft as you want. This is our middle dantian, our heart center in certain traditions. And oftentimes, like, our chi can get kind of stuck here. And that is liver chi stagnation is one of the names for it, but just like chi stagnation. And it's what can lead to like heart palpitations, chest tightness, that constriction, just that feeling of just like dread, doubt, oppression, all that nasty shit. So we're just going to tap it. You can take like one little finger and you can just take that middle finger and just tap it kind of gently. I like to take what we call just kind of like all my fingers there and just like really kind of do it kind of heavy. But that's because when I'm in this mood, it really helps. And we're just going to tap this for a little bit. While you're doing it, I want you to take deep breaths, breathing down into the dantian. So that lower dantian is nice big belly breaths, right? You want to feel your breath going all the way down. So when I breathe in, that abdomen expands. So just take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes, feel that tapping on the chest. Okay, good. Now we can stop. And just see how that feels. Just take a minute to breathe into that area. Expanding the chest, opening the lungs. Good. So that's a little bit of a more centered kind of tapping acupressure to the bigger movement that we're going to do now, which if you've done this class before, you know that I love. We're just going to shake. We're just going to shake. Get the jiggles out. And I know we're silly when we do this. What's even sillier is we're going to keep doing it for at least a minute, if not 2 minutes. This is one of my favorite movements. So one of the things, we're activating the lymphatic system when we do this. We're also just jiggling the muscles around, right? Especially if you've been sitting all day or, binging Netflix all day. I don't know. No judgment. We're all getting through this however we can. So I just do whatever I can to just kind of feel that release. You're hearing my floor bounce, I'm sure. I got my pup right here. She might join in later. This is one of the movements where I say that, and you've probably heard it plenty of times, you know what I'm going to say if you've watched this before, but this is one of the movements that prove to me that children are secret Qigong masters. Because when children have all that excess energy, they're just they shake it off. Animals do that. A lot of times humans don't. Keep going just a little bit longer. And good. Good. Now come back to center, stand up straight. Take some deep breaths into that lower abdomen. Good, now we're going to do some circle breaths. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see me better. So our circle breath, our gathering chi, we inhale up, and then we exhale down. So this is a really great calming movement. And let this movement go with your breath. It doesn't have to match mine. Do the inhale up, exhaling down, descending the chi through the midline down to that lower dantian. That lower dantian is just below the belly button, right in the middle of the body. So when we're doing this movement, we're gathering chi in from the universe outside of us, and we're sending it down to that dantian. So when we were tapping our chest earlier, and we were jiggling around, we're releasing all that kind of pent up chi, that stagnation, that stress, that anxiety. We're just releasing it all. And then we're taking in these breaths, helping to guide this chi down. Feel your feet connected down to the earth, rooting through the floor, all the way down. Good, let's do 3 more together. Okay, good. You can see there. I'm going to come forward a little bit. All right. The other thing that I like to do, this one is really, it's good for depression. It's good for foggy headedness, and it's good for motivation. So if you're just feeling kind of blah and unmotivated, which I'll be honest, I've been feeling a little bit the past couple of days. It's been hard to really like get motivated. So you find the point on the top of your head. It's where your cowlick is, right? It's where all the hair is coming out and spiraling out. So it's not necessarily like on the top in the middle. It can be kind of back a little bit. So you find that, and we're going to tap that one too. And we can do that a number of different ways. You can also just do like one finger tapping. You can also do that thing we just did. One of the things I like to do, but be a little careful, make sure you have your neck braced, and we can just kind of hit. So this is helping to bring chi to that brain. I know, we feel silly. I watch myself doing it. I'm like, oh, that's already making me smile. And maybe I just need to watch myself do Qigong more, and I'll feel better about it. Okay, good. So then that was a little much, so I'm just going to tap kind of lightly here. Good. I can also pair these two together, right? So I can tap this top of my head, and I can tap this front of the chest. I know I'm asking you to rub your head and pat your belly right now. So if it's too much and it gets confusing, don't worry about it. But yeah, this is just nice. It's just nice, good stuff. This feels really good to me right now. I think we're going to do a little bit more acupressure today as well. Good. Good. Give me a couple more circle breaths now that all that's kind of open. We kind of activated and drew the chi up here. So what we're going to do is take another circle breath. Exhaling, drawing that chi down the midline, down through the heart center into that lower abdomen. Let's do one more. Good. Good. Next, I'm going to show you two of my sort of favorite acupressure points. There's one sort of on the wrist, just a couple inches above there, right there. And sometimes I just hold that, and I'll just press it. Again, I'll do it on this side. Center of the crease, center of the wrist, just a couple inches down. Press it right there. You should fall right into a nice little hole, and it might be a little tender. And then you can just press on that and take a deep breath in. Good. Good. The other one I like is in between the webbing of the thumb and the forefinger. So I take my thumb into here to kind of help find it. And so it's going to be right there. And then I just press it and I squeeze it. Give me 3 deep breaths while pressing this point, okay? And deep belly breaths. Good. All right. Good. I'm already feeling better. Thanks for coming tonight. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're going to stand up. Let's do 3 circle breaths real quick. Good. All right, next movement we're going to do is our swinging arms. I call it noodle arms, mostly because I find when I'm trying to teach people, they kind of like they swing their arms. And so when you do this, I want your arms to be totally limp. I'm going to move the chair over a little bit. Yeah. All right. So nice feet nice and planted. And then we're just going to keep our spine nice and straight, and I'm just going to turn, letting my arms kind of swing. And I'm not turning my head just yet because I just want to show you guys the basic movement. And then I turn my head so I can get like a nice twisting of the whole spine. And when I look forward, it's just so you can hear my voice. So when I do it and I'm not trying to talk to you guys, it's just like this. Make sure to relax those arms. Let them swing, let them hit you. This was my very first Qigong movement I ever learned. You know, I'd say one of the secrets to Qigong is not in the like complicated movements or necessarily even the like routines, but just doing the movements over and over. Like really just like get into it. We're gonna do this one for a while. If you start to get dizzy, you don't have to turn your head as much and you can slow it down. But this is a really great movement. We're twisting that spine. Creating movement in the spine is what keeps us young, what keeps us healthy and mobile. Make sure you're not turning too much. Don't collapse that knee in too much. Right when I turn, I'm not going like that. I'm really kind of trying to like stay nice and grounded and flat through the feet. So this movement's great for back pain. It's great for digestion. It's great for energy. It's great for kidneys. Yeah, it's kind of just great for everything. So keep doing it. And I'm just going to shut up, and we're just going to do it together for a little while longer, okay? Really try and get into the movement if you can. All right, and now let's let it slow down. I told you we were going to do it for a while. Good. And give me 3 circle breaths. Trying to breathe deep into that dantian. Nice big belly breathing. Good, good. Our next movement, this one's good. It's also good for energy. It's also good for just releasing stress, anxiety. We talk about it all the time, right? It's like every single movement I do is based on those. Well, because stress and anxiety are the things that lead to fatigue and lead to depression, right? Like they're very much interconnected, especially from a sort of physiological perspective. So we just want to like open everything up. Okay, we'll just go straight into it. The next movement, we're going to kind of come up like this, and all of my weight is over to this side, right? You can tell all of my weight's on this side because if I lift up my foot, I don't really move. Now, you don't need to lift up your foot, but I do want you to make sure you're shifting your weight in this exercise. So we're up here, and then we're going to exhale as we draw down, and then we're going to come up to the other side. Exhale as we come down. Good. So we're inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, shifting my weight, rising up, sinking down, right? So there's a couple different things happening in this movement. That up and down motion, and that left and right motion. Good. So we're letting those sides open, right? We've talked about that before, the sides of the body, those flanks. That's where a lot of our chi gets stuck. That's where it gets real tender. And it can definitely lead to irritability and moodiness, which I may or may not have had today. If my dog tells you otherwise, don't believe her. She lies. Or she's a good girl. Keep going, y'all are doing great, I'm sure. And then you can let it start to get smaller. Good, and let's do a couple circle breaths. Inhaling up, exhaling down, letting the chi descend. Inhaling, drawing chi in, connecting to the earth. Exhaling down. Good. One more. So let's talk about what it means to connect to the earth, because I feel like a lot of times that phrase gets thrown around, and but no one ever really like defines what it means. So when I'm thinking about connecting to the earth, I'm imagining the energy coming out of my feet and down into the ground, like a couple feet. So if this is the bottom of my foot, I imagine like my chi, my energy going down into the earth and anchoring in and kind of drawing chi up from there. And it's just visualization, right? But it's a really good grounding technique. It's a good way to focus on your breath, stop, and it occupies your mind so it can kind of stop overthinking and worry. Yeah, good. All right, what was the next movement I was going to do? So we're going to do a little bit of tapping now along meridians. We've done this before. So we tap, these are our yang meridians along the outsides of the arms, and then the yin are along the insides. On the body, the yang are on the outsides and down the backs of the legs, and the yin are on the torso and on the insides of the legs. So first we're going to go yang, 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 and then we're going to do yin. And wait, no, it's down. Yeah. Yeah, good. So let's do it again. And then we'll just do it. We'll do it again. Good. One more time. Good. And that's a great way to just kind of wake up your body. You can do that anytime that you're having any sort of fatigue that just kind of like gives you this nice boost. I think it's better than a 5-hour energy or a 3-hour energy. It may not be better. It's better than a cup of coffee, but it doesn't taste better than a cup of coffee, so I won't argue with you there. Here we go. Let's bring a chair in. If you got one. If you don't, you can just sit on your couch, sit on the ground. All of that's great. So we're going to do a movement that was similar to the one that we did standing, but we're going to do it more sitting. So how the movement looks is I go like this. And if you want to keep standing to do this movement, you can. But this is a good one for sitting. And it's nice to kind of mix between the two because then you have something that you can do if you're like stuck at your desk all day. Anyway, the nuances of this movement, when I'm shifting my weight over to this side and I'm lifting up this hip so that this butt kind of comes off the chair. And then I do it to the other side. And I do that because what I want my spine to be doing is kind of like this. And if you look at me, it does kind of do that, right? And then to really help focus on those flanks and opening up that side, I do the same thing. Yeah, and we inhale, and we exhale. And we inhale, and we exhale. And we inhale. Good. Give me 3 more on each side. Really feel those sides open up. Let that weight shift left to right. Good. All right. Next movement, we're going to squeeze out kind of like old chi. And it's kind of like we're just like wringing out a washcloth. And so what we're going to do is, let's get back a little bit so you can see me. Yeah, because I'm gonna lift my heels. There we go. So you can see that. So I'm gonna have my arms out like this, and then I'm kind of squeeze them down like that, as I also like kind of squeeze down my chest and lift up my legs. I'm squeezing around the center of my body. So I'm gonna be like, I'll talk about that a little bit more. I'm pressing down, I'm squeezing into the sides. Everything's kind of squeezing in towards this center spot when I'm like lifting up. So let's do 3 all together. Good. Good. Our next movement is going to be super silly and super fun. You're going to wiggle your fingers like this. You're going to tap your toes like that, all at the same time. And give me some big old smiles. Good. Keep going. You guys keep going. I'm going to stop tapping my feet so I can talk for a minute. But keep jiggling, keep smiling. This is fun. This is all about play and kind of like letting go. Good. And we can let it go. Good. Good. Very good. Let's, from our seated position, or you can stand if you want to, let's do a couple circle breaths. Spread your feet out wide, feet flat on the ground. All right, then we're going to walk our feet in as we bring our hands above our head. We're going to hold them right in prayer position in front of our middle dantian, our heart center, as we take 3 deep breaths. Good. Just a little bit of centering after those really active movements. And we're going to do one more movement that I really, really like. We haven't ever done this one before. Oh, okay. I'm going to pull this up so we can see a little better. Good. Okay. We haven't ever done this one before in Calm as Fuck on here. So it's going to be super fun. So what we do is we create a lotus with our hands, right? And so I'm going to come up here and show you guys. So it's going to be kind of like this. So my hands cross and then turn so that my thumbs touch and my pinkies touch. And it's a little, it's a little hard for me to get. It's fine if it's hard for you too. I don't quite have that flexibility in my wrists. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull in like this. As we draw the hands in, they'll be like this, and we pull in, and then we'll switch them out as they come out, like so. So I'm going to step back so you can see what it looks like. So I take my hands in, and I draw in as I kind of bend over and out. So as I come out, it's kind of pinky to pinky, and then I rotate them so it's thumb to thumb. As I draw it in, I bring it down, and then out, it's pinky to pinky. Drawing it in, thumb to thumb. So I'm not kind of leaning over quite so far as I was doing to demonstrate. That was mostly so you guys could see. So I inhale as I draw the hands in and kind of squat down just a little bit. And then exhale and let everything go out. So we're drawing Qi right into that heart center and sending it down and sending it out, getting a nice cycle and circle of Qi going through the body. Let's do 3 more. Last one, separate the hands and go out to the sides, exhaling everything down. Inhaling, letting the hands go out. Exhaling down. Just regulating our breath here. Good. You can bring your feet in a little closer to a nice tall stance. Breathe deep into that dantian and see how your body feels. Notice if there's any changes. Good. And that's kind of like my my routine when I have a case of the Mondays. You know, and I'll add in different exercises if I have anything that is causing me pain in any particular areas. I usually do a lot of shoulder stuff. We didn't do any shoulder stuff today, so if you're having some shoulder pain, you know, maybe do a little bit of shoulder stuff for yourself today. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. It was a little bit of a shorter class. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the tapping really helps. It's something that I go to a lot to help me in times like this. So again, I'm Brett Rogers. I'm at Red Raven Acupuncture. I'm currently doing donation-based telehealth appointments with guided acupressure and guided Qigong. My office is now open. We're doing pretty extreme social distancing, so there's no online scheduling available, but if you're having some severe problems, you can go ahead and message me or schedule with me, come on in. Yeah, I think that's about it. We're going to look for my Qigong quick fixes. They're really short videos throughout the week, like 3 to 5 minutes. Usually try and do a couple of those. We did the 8-piece brocade last week, and so we're going to continue to break those movements down. Yeah, it's just super fun. Let me know if you guys like it. Please share this video with everybody you know so that we can all keep getting love and support and taking care of our hearts and our bodies during lockdown. All right, again, thanks so much. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you in real life someday soon. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.